This is Ronald Widener, and I'm coming to you again from my backyard here in sunny Florida. So I'm going fishing this weekend with one of my kids, and if you've been fishing with kids, then you know you spend a lot of time re-terminating your line. Yeah, and your reels, if you're using fishing reels and whatnot, they tend to get dirty or wet or both, and yeah, it's just a fun experience to go fishing with your kids. So on that note, I have a reel here that I need to have cleaned up and ready to go for this weekend. Actually, I have three, but I'll show you one. And we're gonna go fishing. Yeah, so let's get this reel cleaned up, and you can see what that looks like. It's a spincast reel, and yeah, let's do that. So hold on, I'll get this set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get started. Some of the things you're going to need is a multi-tool. In particular, I need the pliers. Sometimes I might need the knife part to cut some string off or something like that, but usually it's the pliers that you need. A toothbrush of some kind or a brush. I just have this toothbrush. You're going to need a can of grease. You could use petroleum jelly if that's all you had. On a cheap reel, I wouldn't do that on anything super expensive. But on a cheap reel like the one we're going to talk about today, petroleum jelly works just fine, or any kind of all-purpose grease like this can here. And we'll need a can of WD-40, and we'll need some sort of shop towel or something like that. Of course, we also need a reel. So this is the reel we're going to be working on. This is a cone in the front, it's a spin cast reel, the kind with the cone in the front and the button on the back. Well, yeah, let's just start getting into it. So this kind sort of twists and pops off. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to just give it a little twist like that, and then it pulls off. It just pulls right off the front. You can give it a little wiggle, and there you go. It pulls right off. So it's got string in there, and we'll have to deal with that string today. When you're doing this, pay attention to the logo, where the logo is, because it'll help you remember how to put it back together later on. So we'll set that aside. And then the back of this, sometimes you need to pry it off, like right in here, but sometimes you can just pull it off. It depends on how often you clean it, or what the circumstances are. I don't know what's going to happen here. Is it going to be pull or pry? We'll find out. Just was able to pull it off. So that just came out, the back part, and the button, almost always falls out. So there we go. That's basically pulled apart at this point. Right now you have exposure to the mechanism and whatnot. We also, in this, this time I'm going to go ahead and take off, the handle, so that I can get inside here and clean that really good too. So we'll do that. To do that, I hold the handle and then take a pair of pliers or needle nose or your multi-tool, just twist off that nut and then pull that off. Now this is where you want to start remembering to put things down in order, so that you can remember how to pick them back up. So I'll put this one down in here, and now we also have a little washer. I'll show that to you. A little washer. There you go, little washer. And then we'll put that. Remember, I'm putting these things down in order so that when I pick them back up, I pick them up in the reverse order and that I'm putting them down. That's the handle. What you should notice about the handle is that it has a right way and a wrong way that it goes on, because it fits on here, because this is flat on one side, or flat on two sides. And so we'll put that down. This is the adjustment for the drag, and you just spin that off. It comes right off. And next we have another washer, a flat washer this time. Put that down, and that's pretty much it. So here we have everything exposed, we have everything taken apart, and we're going to go ahead and clean this up. So we'll start by using our WD-40 to get off any of the old grease that's already there. You just sort of clean that up like that. You can clean it with the brush. Get out any of that gunk that's still in there from the last time you went fishing, maybe, I don't know. But sand, dirt, whatever it is. Oh, spin when you want to turn these gears here. The easiest way to do it is to spin the front. So go ahead and do that. Clean it all out. The WD-40 does a good job at cleaning things, and that's what I use it for the most, is as a cleaning agent for this kind of stuff. Get down in there really good with the brush. On the back side of this is where your ratchet is. This is a ratchet, stops it from going backwards, and your drag is set with some tension on that spring that we took out a few minutes ago. Clean in here. Remember, as you spin it, it exposes more parts. And then we're done with that. So the next part of this would be to dry it all up. Get that WD-40 out of there. So you take your shop towel, your shop rag, whatever, dry it all up. Clean that all up. And there we go. And that's all there is to cleaning it. Now the next part of this would be putting new grease there. So to do that, we'll just take our can of grease, right? Our can of grease. Dip our toothbrush in there and coat it up. Like that. We'll spin this around. So the reason for the grease is really to keep water off. We don't want anything rusting out on us. That's the main reason for the grease. The good thing about the grease is it keeps the water off. The bad thing about the grease is that it makes the dirt stick. So keep that in mind. If you're going to maintain your reels at all, and you're not going to use, well, it doesn't really matter if you use what stuff you use, but if you're not going to use the super professional $100 an ounce lubricants, then you're going to be maintaining these things, right? So keep that in mind. So this is all lubed up. We came up here, lubed this. Again, made sure it was clean. We got all the dirt off. The only thing left to do is the back side of this, and then we'll spin that a little around a little bit more, and a little bit more, and that's it. So now we'll start putting this back together. When you put it back together, what I like to do is clean these little parts as I go with your brush. If they were really dirty in the first place, I would have sprayed them down with the WD-40 and got any sand or whatnot off. So the washer goes on first, okay, and then the drag wheel adjustment. Actually, the spring goes on next. Where did the spring go? So the spring goes on next. And then the drag wheel. Then the handle. A lock washer. And the little nut. grab the handle, tighten the nut with your needle nose, with your multi-tool, whatever you got, like so. So now we're putting the caps on, and this cap has a button, right? And this is difficult to see, but you're gonna have to look. But there's a little lever like system inside there, fulcrum points there that you can put, that you need to put this cap button inside there and just let it fall. And once you do that, you have this button sitting here like that. Then I take this and turn it upside down, the reel and the button, so that it's just easier to deal with. So we'll put it in my other hand for the video, for the sake of the video. And we have this part here goes on the bottom, and then this other part goes around the handle, the crank. Put it in there, and then it just snaps on. Once you get it in place, it'll snap like that. Okay. Next, we have the string, which I told you we're going to have to deal with. So we don't have the cone on. So without the cone on, you have to hand wind this, because this little stick-looking thing right here is what catches the string and lets you wind it, but it only works if you have the cone on. So you need to have the cone on to wind the string by hand. Now this string, I already have a loop tied in the end. It's a good sized loop, about like that. And that's because I wrap it around the reel when I'm done, so that I don't have to mess around with pulling that apart. So remember what I said in the beginning, is that you should probably remember where the logo was, because it really fits. There's a little area here. You can't see it on camera, but there's a little nipple here, and it fits inside a little groove here. And the only way that it's going to go on is if you line that nipple up with that groove, and then you push it on to press it. So the good thing is, or the thing to remember, is about where it was when you took it off, where the logo was. And there you go. Then you take it and twist it like so, and it is on. Then you can tighten up your drag, do whatever adjustments you need to do that you would normally do for fishing. And then I take this little loop and I wrap it around the bottom of the reel, so that I don't have to mess with that string anymore. And it's just ready to go for when I'm setting this back up on the pole. And that's it. And that is how you take apart, clean, service, your general service of a spincast fishing reel. Alright, thanks a lot, and please enjoy my channel. Bye-bye.